Hello everyone, I'm Forrest McFreelava, and this is Speedplay Horselords number 3, The Fall of the Abbasids. We left off having secured our power base and declaring war on the Abbasid Caliphate, moving our armies one province over the border to begin sieging all the border towns. We begin moving one of our forces back as a large Abbasid army is on its way. We unite our forces and charge out to meet them in battle, doing great damage to them at first, but we pull back as a massive wave of reinforcements is on the way. Unfortunately, we don't do very well in that battle and we're forced to retreat. Sorry for the rather choppy video, it clears up in just one moment. At any rate, we managed to unite our forces and do great damage to the Abbasids, and now it's mainly going to be us defeating whatever Abbasid armies we can. We attack their massive army with as many great leaders as we have in command, and we dominate them. We have just dominated the Abbasid army. We continue to follow up, destroying all of the subsequent armies. There's another almost 14,000 man stack, so for the moment we're going to just destroy the smaller forces around. However, we begin to prepare to engage them in battle. We have a few extra forces just clinging to the back. If we unite with them, we should be able to deal with the Abbasid army without any form of trouble. There are also, as is basically our way, rebels everywhere in our countryside. However, we've more or less taken care of them by now. We meet the Abbasids in a massive battle in which we simply dominate them, and just like that, there's the end of most organized resistance against us. From now, we just have to defeat a few smaller stacks, siege out a few provinces, and we should be able to just win the war against the Abbasids without very much more on our part. Now, this may seem ridiculously easy from a historical perspective or from a balance perspective. However, ultimately, the only reason the Arabs have this land in the first place, or the Muslims have this land in the first place, is due to a couple very decisive battles against Heraclius and the Eastern Roman Empire. So it isn't that ridiculous that we now control this entire region, although, let's be honest, it is pretty absurd that we control all the way into North Africa from about 2 or 3 decisive battles and a couple occupations. At any rate, there we go. We own this land now. We're going to just continue pressing into a few areas and dismantling the Abbasid power base by just revoking titles from all of these vassals. Since we're nomadic, none of our clans actually care that we're doing this, so we're able to just take all of these lands from their original owners and from there just begin pillaging them for money, wealth, and to spread pasture land, which is an interesting euphemism for, depopulating the area. At any rate, we continue to move forward, pillaging areas essentially everywhere that we can. It'll lead to massive rebellions throughout the countryside, but that's just going to happen. We speed up through that process as we siege out the Baharids. There aren't really any battles left. We go ahead and make peace, taking a few provinces and just revoking them from the locals. Now, with that all said and done, there are still skirmishes up in the north, but we are essentially in the clear. We go ahead and just remove all of the nobility from those 3 provinces we managed to just take. One of our sub-clans converts to Zoroastrianism, which is fantastic. We do still have heresy. We go ahead and just declare more wars. It'll give us the truce breaker. It'll give us the truce breaker negative malice. However, who really cares? We just conquered the strongest empire in the world in about a year and a half. So it really doesn't matter. All organized resistance against us is essentially dead, so we just have to move our armies to siege out the provinces that we want, and just fast forward again through the sieges themselves. So that'll take place in just a moment. There we go. And there we go. Just like that, with a few sieges and literally no battles, we have managed to defeat them yet again. We declare a third war, just to clean up the final remaining area. You'll notice a large portion of the Persian region is Zoroastrian now. That is because it's all been pillaged into nothing but pasture land, which gives it our religion, our culture, and completely devastates the economy. So as you'll see, all of the red, all of the deep dark red, is areas that we've been pillaging into absolute nothingness. You'll notice the pasture land where once there used to be cities, that will continue to spread, and that's more or less going to be the legacy of our Khanate. At any rate, with that all said and done, this is probably a good quick spot to break at. When we come back, we will continue to revoke our vassals' lands and continue to spread pasture throughout the world. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow.